Happy Columbus Day, everybody. Well, this is a day that commemorates the discoveries and daring spirit of Christopher Columbus. Now, it's a figure that is revered especially by Italian Americans. But of course, as they do with every American tradition, the left and Kamala Harris want to destroy this day and shame all of us for celebrating. Remember this gem?
It is an honor, of course, to be with you this week as we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, as we speak truth about our nation's history. Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation for tribal nations, perpetrating violence, stealing land, and spreading disease. We must not shy away from this shameful past.
Well, of course, Trump, he's sticking with Chris.
His memory stands as an enduring testament to the daring spirit that built our great civilization. And as long as I have anything to say about this, and I hope that's going to be a long time, it will always be Columbus Day.
And that is a perfect encapsulation of where we are as a nation and the choice that's before us in 22 days. So which way is it, America? That's the focus of tonight's angle. All right, over the weekend, Elon Musk's team of aerospace engineers and physicists managed to pull off two high-risk dramatic feats. First, SpaceX launched a massive Super Heavy Starship rocket, which in and of itself was incredible to watch. But what happened after was truly mind-blowing. Now, the first stage of the rocket landed back on the launch pad with the help of a gargantuan mechanical arm and a cool pincer-type move.
The Super Heavy booster back at the launch tower. What an incredible view!
Literally, the tower caught the rocket, as Elon Musk tweeted. And then the other objective, perfectly achieved, was the spectacular belly flop splashdown right on target in the Indian Ocean Sunday morning after the successful test flight.
Starship is on target, approaching landing burn startup.
Landing burn startup.
It was like this for you, but I could not get enough of this. It was absolutely awe-inspiring. And that was after Musk unveiled his robotaxi prototype and his plans for a new Tesla robot last Thursday.
It can be a teacher, babysit your kids. It can walk your dog, mow your lawn, get the groceries, just be your friend, serve drinks. I think this will be the biggest product ever of any kind. Yeah.
Now, Elon Musk's success in innovation would not have been possible in a socialist country. But it's possible here, at least for now. But in states like California, this type of spectacular risk-taking and investment is becoming increasingly more difficult. Now, we all know that Elon Musk already announced his move of X and SpaceX from the Golden State, where both companies were founded. But the corporate exodus from California has been going on for years, as other states like Texas, Tennessee, Florida, South Dakota, the list goes on, have bent over backwards to create much friendlier business climates. At its best, our capitalist system encourages risk-taking and rewards smart innovation. It doesn't punish success with burdensome regulations or a crushing tax regime. Now, check out the top states for doing business in 2024 by one survey. So, what do 9 out of 10 of them have in common? Republican governors. But Harris and the Democrats, they have other priorities beyond just growing an economy or innovation. Well, they have climate change, of course. That's their religion. And then they want to wokeify everything we do, everywhere we do it. And when you need to get rockets up in the air and cars on the road that are self-driving, the last thing you should be thinking about is racial or ethnic quotas and hiring. You should never be thinking about that anyway. Hiring the best and most talented people is Musk's hallmark. Now, as the most innovative force in America today, it is fitting that Musk is working hard to get Trump reelected. He knows that to be a country where greatness can still happen, where the American dream is still possible, we have to protect our sacred rights. We have to respect our Constitution, and yes, our traditions matter. We need to give our people a reason to celebrate the American spirit, as millions did over the weekend, watching these incredible advances in space travel. Now, of course, liberals are used to having all the billionaires on their side, so they've been on a tear against Musk since he spent, $44 billion to buy Twitter and restore free speech to the platform. And with his endorsement of Trump, now they treat the man who is really the Thomas Edison of our age, just like they treat Trump, like a dictator in waiting.
You are electing Elon Musk if you are also electing Donald Trump. You're getting the richest guy in the world who controls a major social media platform. It's dangerous.
What a blowhard. Dangerous, Donnie. Well, none of these people seem to think it's dangerous when major forces on Wall Street and Silicon Valley own Kamala Harris. A few weeks ago, she hauled in a staggering $27 million at a soiree in Manhattan, attended by big money from hedge funders and investment bankers. Now, even the New York Times today had to concede that big business is pulling her strings. Now, here's the reality of the situation. Harris is controlled by the people who want to maintain the status quo. And look, she and they want things to stay the same, just as they are. Remember, they all think Obama did a great job. They think Joe Biden did a great job. They think Dick Cheney did a great job. That's why the old guard globalists are all supporting her. Now, we've been governed by this bipartisan oligarchy for most of the past 25 years or so. We've spent trillions on wars we did not win. We've lost tens of thousands of our American patriots along the way. We've lost millions of jobs to outsourcing. But if you think it worked out well for the working class, definitely Kamala's your gal. But most voters, and you look at the surveys, they're staggering, they think the economy stinks. Inflation has been crushing to American families, a 25 to 30% hit on most of them. It is nightmarish economically compared to where most of our citizens were pre-pandemic, when Donald Trump was in charge. And it's hugely stressful for parents and single people alike. But if you believe that we can do better, that our country can do better, that we can have higher wages for the middle class and a higher standard of living for Americans, then you're going to support Trump. And you'll ignore the incessant propaganda from now until November 5th. And it is heating up. We'll get into that a little bit later on. Now, remember when they said that Trump was going to start all those wars, when he'd crash the economy, 2015, 2016? Well, of course, he did the opposite. Back then, just as now, they're trying to scare you all away from embracing a more America-focused economic and foreign policy. But historians are going to judge this campaign, I think, 100 years from now, as an inflection point in American history. If Trump is reelected, this will be seen as a time when Americans took their country back, again, from the incompetent, bloated, corrupt forces that have run us into the ground for decades, and that they returned it and turned us to a period when we still believed we're a noble nation with an amazing history, not perfect, but still amazing, and that we can still do great things. Musk believes that with his whole heart. Trump and Vance obviously believe that, which is why they're running. But the question is, do enough voters believe it? Or have they gotten so beaten down, so beaten up, and so intimidated that they've given up? I don't think so. From the national pride and amazement about SpaceX and the enthusiasm and the patriotism and love that you're seeing at all these Trump rallies, including in California over the weekend, I'm betting that enough Americans still believe the best is yet to come. And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.